So who has two thumbs, wants to talk about the Truman Show 4K upgrade from the Blu-ray? It's this guy. Yeah, you know what? I should cut it. No, I'm leaving it in. Let's talk about the Truman 4K upgrade. Alright guys, so like I said, we're going to be talking about the Truman 4K upgrade from the Blu-ray. So of course, a little bit about Truman Show. Came out in 1998. Noah Emmerich, Jim Carrey, you might know the guy, Laura Linney, Ed Harris, Paul Giamatti. It's got basically a who's who of big name actors in like that 90s, early 2000s. So it's going to be a good movie regardless. I really think this is one of the best, if not the best, Jim Carrey. I know Eternal Sunshine and there's a couple other here or there that might, rival this for best Jim Carrey movie ever. But I really, in my opinion, I think this movie is Jim Carrey's because he just has a wide range of emotions. He can be happy, he's sad in this movie, he's surprised, he's every single emotion Jim Carrey can do with his face, he's gonna do in this movie. So of course, 25th anniversary for this. The Blu-ray, I believe, came out in 2009. That is with this movie, or in like this, combo pack that we get here with the digital code. So it's due for an upgrade. Let's just say that 2009 is a little behind, especially for a 90s movie that's filmed on film. But with that being said, this movie again, like I said, is phenomenal. I enjoy it. I haven't watched it in a while, so I rewatched it so I can do this review. But this movie is great. Basically, it's about Jim Carrey being Truman. He's in from birth, basically. He's kind of just plucked and then put in this fake artificial life, and it's just a reality TV show. So basically, it's nonstop, 24/7, so if you want to watch the guy sleep, you can watch the guy sleep. They basically even say in the movie that, I think that the line is basically like, he helps me sleep at night, because basically they're sleeping while he's sleeping. It's kind of creepy, kind of weird, but it was at a point where, MTV was rolling around and Road Rules and all of those TV shows. So there's a lot of reality TV show kind of floating around in like the late 90s, early 2000s, MTV VH1 era. Of course, I'm not going to go down that road. VH1 and all their Flavor of Love and Rock of Love and all those horrible, but yes, they're great. They are so bad, but they were cringy. But they were watchable back then. But basically that's what this movie is. And it's slowly him kind of figuring out, maybe everything's not so perfect. Maybe everything's not exactly what it seems to be. And, maybe there's can lights falling from the sky, or who knows. But it's a great journey because you get to see Jim Carrey really kind of flex his acting. I know we get Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber. You get a lot of comedy from Jim Carrey, but there's a lot of movies that he has that are just great, him just doing a great job acting. I think that gets overlooked from time to time just because, he's known for In Living Color and all of those movies that I just talked about. So comedy is where he's at, but he does great when he gets, that emotional kind of that role where he can kind of play off of other people and he can joke. There's comedy in this movie, but it's more of an emotional ride more than anything. And with that being said, of course, the Truman Show, it is a 4K scan of the original camera negative, and it looks great. Of course, 2009 is the Blu-ray that comes with this, and that was just the original Blu-ray that's always been released. But with that being said, the picture looks great. They do a really good job. The HDR and the Dolby Vision really kind of brightens up this picture. Of course, skin tone. I feel like a lot of the 4K upgrades that we get, I feel like all of them really kind of just flesh out that skin tone and that color. You'll see in photos that I post here, like I always do. That way you can kind of see the photos and, just make your own opinion. Do I need the Blu-ray? Do I need to upgrade to the 4K? Whatever you want to do, or if you just don't own the movie and you want to get the 4K, get the 4K. But it really fleshes out the color. So the skin tone it's not really, because we see in the Blu-ray, usually older Blu-rays like that early 2000s, you get like that orangish, skin tone. It doesn't look great. It really just like Almost looks like there's just a light pulsating on their face, and it just kind of beats that orange darkness on their face. It doesn't, here, we'll see if I can do this real quick. Yeah, almost like that. Like, that's what it looks like in the picture. I mean, you'll kind of see here and there. Let me change this back now, because, yeah, there we go. It's a little better. So, that's really what it looks like. I'm sorry if that startled you guys, but that's really what it looks like in the older Blu-ray, and just older Blu-rays in general. So that looks great. Not to mention, in the, you know, the housing area where the whole neighborhood is, I get a couple of shots that kind of just show you can actually see different colors in the photo. So the Blu-ray really kind of, it gives it one color. I'm just gonna set this down. I'm gonna start flailing that around. But it basically, in the Blu-ray, it's kind of one specific color and maybe little shades of that color here and there, especially if you look at like the house with the sun coming down, or even like the skies. You can see layers of different colors on the 4K. The house color, you can actually see like the different shades of white and stuff like that. So it really brightened this movie up a whole bunch, makes it look a lot better than the Blu-ray really ever could, unfortunately. But, you know, as a Blu-ray, that's why we have 4K now, because of course we want to keep growing. But overall, the picture quality looks fantastic. If that's what you want, and that's strictly what you want, definitely upgrade to the 4K. If you love this movie, which I know a lot of people do, or if you just don't own it, go to the 4K. The 4K looks great. It is a phenomenal transfer. All right, now let's talk audio. Really, there's not a big thing to talk about with audio. Yes, you get a Dolby Atmos. It gets a bump up from that true HD 5.1 that the Blu-ray originally had. Yes, it sounds better. I'm not a fan of 5.1. I don't have the speakers to really care for it. And I'd rather have a 2.0. Really, I mean, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe you agree. Maybe you are yelling at me through the camera. Whatever. But the Dolby Atmos, I feel like, definitely sounds better. It's a step up for that 5.1 True HD. I mean, of course, it's a Dolby Atmos. It's going to sound better. But it's just the dialogue comes through a lot clearer. It just makes it just kind of crystal clear. You can still hear them, but then you can hear the action in this movie. Of course, this movie really is just dialogue driven. There's not a lot of I don't really think there's anything crazy in this movie. I think the loudest thing is maybe tires screeching, or the can light that falls down and hits the ground, or maybe, you know, the thunder and lightning on certain scenes when it rains or when it storms in the ocean. But if you get what I mean, yes, we get a Dolby Atmos. Yes, it sounds better. Yes, it's definitely an upgrade from the Blu-ray. But in a dialogue-driven movie that really doesn't have huge explosions or rockets going off or gunshots, and you don't really need to flex on a Dolby Atmos track for this movie, but it's definitely nice they gave it to us, because there's a lot of, you know, I don't want to throw any companies out, but they just do a 5.1 and then they just run with it, and that's it. You get a 5.1, 2.0 sometimes, and then that's it. They don't do a Dolby Atmos. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to start a tangent, but it sounds great. You know, the dialogue clear, random action scenes, I guess you can call it, but they still sound great. It just it comes through a lot clearer. It's an upgrade. It sounds good. It sounds better than the 5.1. So it's good. It's an upgrade. So we'll talk special features really quick, but there's not really any. This is really a bare bones 4K. With the Blu-ray, you get some special features. I guess we'll just show you here, have it kind of focus on that as best it can. But you don't get them. I mean, really, there's how's it going to end, the making of the Truman Show, faux finishing, the visual effects, deleted scenes, and a photo gallery. That's all you're getting. And I mean, 25th anniversary, you kind of want to put some bells and whistles on it. Yes, you get a 4K upgrade. It's good. Yes, you get Dolby Atmos. Thank you, Paramount. But add some extra stuff in here. It would be nice to have, you know, interviews with Jim Carrey or Ed Harris or Paul Giamatti or really anybody, Laura Linney, any of these people. It would be nice to get a little bit extra information from, especially too because it's one of Jim Carrey's best movies. So it'd be nice to see, you know, what he thought, or what Laura Linney thought, or what they all thought. I don't want to go through the names over and over and over, but come on, Paramount, add a little bit extra. I mean, I get it, you're not Criterion, you know, you're not Shout Factory or Scream Factory, who do a lot of extra stuff like that, or Kino maybe, but give us something. I mean, I don't know for a fact because I never actually owned the Blu-ray. I just got it when I got this, and I just kind of put them together and looked at them. But I'm just going to assume that this, because they are on the Blu-ray, I'm just going to assume that's what came with the Blu-ray. So really special features, I'm going to assume you don't get an upgrade. Really, you get like 4 things, and one's a photo gallery, and one's a deleted scene. So I didn't really look into it, but I'm going to assume the deleted scenes are like, you know, 10 seconds of Jim Carrey saying something else than this. So really special features, meh, it's okay. It's not really worth it. You're not going to buy this movie for special features off alone. You're going to buy this movie because A, it's a good movie, and you want the 4K, and you want that upgrade. But either way, what did you guys think? Did you pick this up? Are you going to pick this up? Are you thinking, no, I don't need the 4K. I'm just going to get the Blu-ray. I'm good. I'm smooth sailing. Either way, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, do all that fun stuff. I'm like this close to 400 subscribers. So please help me get over that. And then 500 subscribers will do a giveaway. So that's exciting. But either way, we will see you guys in another video.